Hello Taurus, this is your reading for the month of April. It's for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising. This is a general reading. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Wow, the Queen of Swords. The cards seem to be anxious to talk. That was fast. Alright, Taurus, what's happening in the month of April? I'm gonna pull up 4 cards. Sometimes more want to come up. I'm usually using clarifiers afterwards to go into the story, to go deeper. And yeah, as I said many times, the story is asking for more cards. Other times it doesn't. So let's see what we have to for Taurus for the month of April 2019. How are you, Taurus? I trust you're well. There's a lot going on. I think we had Uranus in Taurus. I think we're gonna have it for quite a while. And that must feel pretty weird. We're all feeling it, but you, Taurus, must feel it quite strongly. It's a long transit. It's a new cycle for all of us. And yeah, it's spring. It's spring. Come on, Taurus. What's your energy? What's the energy coming for you in April? For Taurus. Alright. What's this? Okay, 3 of Pentacles. So it's a journey of the mind, and it's a journey of the mind over the physical. There we go, we have 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior, the experienced, the one who's been out there, has been learning about life, got wounded, but it's got enough experience and understanding to know, yeah, how to protect itself. What else is there for the sign of Taurus for April 2016? Alright, and we have the Fool. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck. Here you go. The 8 of Cups. Hope you see it. There you go. 8 of Cups. This is the underlying energy, right? So all this is the story, but this is the story telling us what's happening here, really. Somewhere deep down, the underlying energy is the 8 of Cups. Alright, so we have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and the Fool. Explaining all of them, the 8 of Cups. So 8 of Cups is a card of moving on. It's a card of like leaving something behind that's been something that has to do with your emotions, something that has to do with your understanding of emotions, and it's something that probably doesn't serve you any longer. It's a situation that, you see, you have all these cups up here, and it seems like this person had enough of what these cups have. This type of emotion, this type of situation that gives you a certain emotion. Yeah. This is an 8, so that's has to do with structure. It has to do with emotional stability. It has to do with like 4s and 4s. 8 it's like double structure. It's like learn lessons that go deep. And that means that now you have the strength to move on. This is a voluntary retreat. This is a choice, right? And you have the moon here, and again it has to do with the inner landscape. It has to do with the feminine energy. It has to do with intuition, and it has to do with emotions. So you're leaving something behind that didn't make you feel great, or maybe it made you feel great, but you think you've outgrown that particular phase in your life, and it's time to move on. You know, like sometimes, for example, up until before 30s, we like to party a lot, and birthdays mean big parties. I don't know. And after 30, slowly we start like realizing, yeah, that was great. Thank you for the fun. But now I feel like that doesn't fit anymore, and I'm kind of leaving that behind for a more quiet way of spending my time, giving myself more rest, paying more attention to my body, that sort of thing. But this is just an example, you know. It can go much deeper than this. It can have to do with again a very, very deep emotional situation, and you're able to leave because you've built up your emotional stability here. You've learned how to do it, and that comes with like that's the current energy, and that's the Queen of Swords, yeah. So the Queen of Swords is a character that's very, very powerful. It's very like focused. It has to do with mental clarity, and it has to do with communication, and it has to do with cutting things off. Sometimes a little bit brutally. Like the Queen of Swords is not one of the most like gentle queens. She's pretty tough. She's like, okay, this is not working. I'm completely letting go of it. No second thoughts. And you need this sort of mental clarity at times. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit brusque and a bit abrupt, and the Queen of Swords could benefit from a little bit more empathy and care for emotions. But sometimes we need this sort of like mental clarity and clear boundaries, clear decisions about how to put those boundaries, what to leave behind, what to cut off in terms of emotions in order to grow. And I think this is exactly what's happening right now. And yeah, this is mental energy. So this has to do with your mind. This has to do with your mind realizing with deep clarity what's happening in your emotional landscape, and what is it that you need to leave behind, and you're doing it. You're cutting off what does not serve you any longer. Yeah. The Queen of Swords is also like the mother of ideas. She's a good therapist, but in the terms of like mental work. As I said, emotions aren't exactly her thing, but she needs to do this at this point. And this leads to, actually I want to clarify this Queen of Swords. What is this about? What is this mental clarity about? What is it that you need to cut off? What's the focus of the Queen of Swords? What are these boundaries about? Queen of Swords, please clarify the Queen of Swords. Actually, let's just put some clarifier for all these cards. I'm just gonna pull them out. Just gonna give it 2 more shuffles, and I'm just gonna pull out the cards to clarify all these cards, to go to a deeper layer of this story. There's always a duality, you know, like each and every archetype and each and every energy that's been depicted. It never really comes alone. It comes in a dynamics with another energy. And yes, the cards, like, they have the dynamics of working with each other. But I always kind of pull these clarifiers to see what's this all about. What's the underlayer? Alright, so you have the Six of Cups. Oh wow. Yeah. Then you have the Hierophant. Then you have the Five of Swords. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. Lovely. And the bottom of the deck, ha! You have the Page of Cups. That's beautiful. Alright. So yeah, I think this Queen of Swords is here because she needs to deal with something from the past. She needs to do with something, she has to deal with like memories from childhood and emotions that are being held from the past. This Six of... can you see it? Yes, you can. So the Six of Swords, it has to do with, yeah, with our past, with something having to do where we grew up, our emotions, where we grew up, our exchanges with other people, our relationships from childhood, and our concept of home and kindness and yeah, relationships. So it may very well be just someone from your past that you need to cut off. And it doesn't necessarily, it can mean that you don't have communication with the people from back then, or that they're even dead and it doesn't, like, it's been long gone. But it is important for you to understand what is it that you inherited from your past at an emotional level, and make your peace with that. Cut off the baggage, like process the baggage. The way you cut off the baggage is not by like literally like suppressing it. It's because probably that's the thing, it's being suppressed, that's why we keep it at an emotional level. But it's more about like feeling it and allowing it to like dissipate afterwards, you know. And this takes you to a beautiful journey of putting things together and getting things together and making something bigger out of it. Like the threes are a card of two things getting together and making something bigger. It's like resolving dualities. It's understanding. It's growth. And this is like Pentacles energy, so it has to do with physical growth, like growth that has application in the physical world. You can see it. It can have to do with finances. It could be about I don't know, your abundance or your relationship, grounded relationship with other people. These are like people from different different skills working together to build something. Here, like they have plans. Here they have like, what's this? Yeah, they're building a cathedral, I think. So they're building up a strong system and something that can be used as a refuge, as a sanctuary, as a place for, yeah, as a place for spirituality. Could be. You're building yourself a sanctuary. You're building yourself the place that is safe for you, and you're doing it in collaboration with other people of different skills. It's reconciliation of different aspects of oneself. It could very well be. And it comes with the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is a card of, what is it that we believe in? What do you believe in, Taurus? This card has to do with our belief system, it can be our programming. See, this is like coming from the past again. What is it that you have learned from your early environment, from your childhood? This is what the internalized belief system. And I think that you're starting understanding like what's your belief system what makes sense, what doesn't, and you're building up the space, the container for it. You're building up a structure with it. You're starting to make sense out of your own belief system. Five, interesting. So you have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, as I said, is the experienced warrior. It's somebody who's been in battle many, many times, had the wounds, had the scars, learned the lessons, grew out of it, and it keeps growing. Downside of this card is that this person might be already a little bit too fenced up at this point. Like, it's good that you know how to protect yourself. It's fantastic, but sometimes we can get too much into self-defense and not giving people a chance, not giving situations a chance, because we think we know better. Been there, done that, no thank you. Again, it's something that serves us, and many times we can be right. We've built up the instincts, but it can also be something that works against us because we're closing down. We're closing down to experience. We're closing down from the world, and it comes with the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is about winning battles, but these are petty battles. These are like victories that come at a cost. This is not something that it's not resolution. It's not outgrowing the situation. No, this is about continuously feeding up an inner conflict, a mental conflict, something that can materialize by actual conflicts with other people over ideas, I would say, over principles, over matters of the mind, how to live your life, how to act in certain situations, strategies, mental strategies, and things like that, and continuously like back and forth fighting over that. But that doesn't get you anywhere, you know. And I guess that you've learned what you needed to learn from these battles and from these energies. And this card comes more as a warning that you've been like too fenced up and too much like caught up in these conflicts. And maybe it's about time to let the guard down and let go of this feeling that you know it all. Because yeah, you may know a lot, but you don't know it all. We don't know what we don't know, and if we keep staying like fenced up here, then we're never going to get out of this like conflictual energy. And this is always actually an inner conflict. We only fight with others over ideas when we need some sort of like then we're not really sure about our own, so we need to defend it. We need to defend it from ourselves, actually. And there's you go, there's the inner conflict, and then the people outside of ourselves tend to reflect at us our own insecurities, our own fears, and there you go, we go into this conflict with the people outside of ourselves that only reflects the inner conflict. And I think that the message here is the Fool. The Fool is to let go of this whole I know everything, I've been through this, I've been through all, I know it all, I can win this, blah blah blah, keep going the conflict, and really letting go of all the baggage and just like dive into the unknown with faith in yourself, with faith in the universe, with faith in the process, you know. Dive into the unknown. It's time, and it comes with the Wheel of Fortune. It tells you that it's what you need. This is like a divine timing, and this is also a card of change. The Wheel of Fortune tells us that nothing will ever stay as it is. Nothing ever stays as it is. Nothing lasts forever. Everything changes, and we need to allow this. We can't fence ourselves up, and we can't like think that we're prepared for everything that comes at us, and no, it's time to really allow for the new jump into the new cycle. This is a 0. The Fool is a card of completion and starting something new, starting fresh, and this is also a card of change and starting something new. And with good fortune, right? So this whole retreat that you're doing, these things that you're cutting off, and the things that you're leaving behind are leading somewhere where you need to be, in this freshness energy, in this excitement energy. And it comes with the Page of Cups. And this Page of Cups, it has to do with your subconscious, I think, making contact with you, your emotion giving you a message. And it's a good message, it's a surprise, it's something that you're learning about yourself and about your emotions. And yeah, I think it's really, really good for you. This process, it's really, really good. It's time for you to leave out this energy. It's time for you to... I want to clarify, what is this conflict about? What are you fencing up against? Please clarify the Five of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Or, there you go, Knight of Cups. Okay. This is an offer. This is something new, an emotional level. But the thing is that you're so afraid of novelty because you've been there, done that, tried it all, been hurt, fencing up, and you've been like fighting yourself and the others on a regular basis over and over again, winning tiny battles but never really going for like making peace there. And I think this energy kind of scares you because it's a new energy, it's something new coming at an emotional level. And it can be from the outside of yourself, like some people that are just like someone new in your life that is kind to you and it's offering you some sort of emotional understanding, I would say. And you're fencing yourself up here. And you're like drawing conflict again and again because it's scary. And I get it. I mean, I get scary when we've been hurt and when somebody comes in our lives and tells us, oh, I actually get you, I understand you. The first thing that you're terrified of is letting this person in because they will hurt you probably just as much as everybody else hurted you. You just see it going over and over again in the same dynamics. But this is telling me that no, it's time to have faith and it's time to allow the change to happen. And the change needs to happen first of all on the inside by taking that leap of faith into your own understanding of the process. This is a 9 and this is like one's energy, so it's really close to completion. This is telling me that you've learned the lessons and you need to have that faith in yourself that you can take care of yourself without having to be guarded, and to have the faith in the universe. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This comes as a divine intervention here. And yeah, allow the fresh energy in. Allow. This can really be with like being more gentle with oneself, allowing oneself compassion and that softness in the heart, you know. And we get to feel a lot of softness in the heart when we deal with emotions, emotional baggage from childhood, and when we leave things behind that we've been like carrying with us forever and ever, you know, like emotions and things like this. So I get it. Yeah, it is scary. But allow that softness because you will find something new, something beautiful within yourself. Please clarify the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. What's this leap about? What's this leap of faith about? What is this new change of fortunes? Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool cards. Please. Oh gosh. Okay, so we have the Tower. By the way, these 3 of them are all major arcana. So this Tower here tells me that you need to have faith into your own awakening, into your own process of allowing these fences to fall, allowing all this, like the structure that you build to defend yourself from the world, allowing it to fall, and allow for the new to come in, allow for what hurt you to before and what emotional baggage you've been carrying to not affect you anymore. And the way you do that is by allowing these whole structures that have been, these walls that you've built around your heart. This is what this Tower is about. It's the walls that you've built around your heart in order to not get hurt, because you've been hurt in the past, and you come from a place of conflict and pain and having to stand up for yourself. So it makes sense that you've built a tower and you needed it at the time. But now it's like a time for change and a time for faith and a time for this careless dive into the unknown to allow new loving energy, new emotions to take root and take space. Please clarify the Page of Cups. This is beautiful, Taurus. This is beautiful. Okay. There you go. You have the 10 of Pentacles. So by allowing this Tower to fall, by allowing yourself to feel the softness of your heart, to feel the inner child, the compassion for that soft spot that we tend to fence up to protect, you know, when we fence up so much that we don't realize that we end up isolating it from the world, and then we end up feeling like like stone. We don't feel anything any longer. So this Tower moment is scary, but it's necessary, and it comes with great support from the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, and this leads to that inner child messages, happiness, allowing that inner child to be happy. This is a card of legacy. This is a card of happiness. This is a card of fulfillment, abundance, and building up a new world. By allowing the Tower to fall. Well, this is an amazingly powerful reading, Taurus. I am so happy and very excited to see your process. Hang in there. It's not going to be a walk in the park, but you have the faith with you. You have the fortunes with you here, and you're doing this on purpose. You know what you're doing. You have the mental clarity. So yeah, hang in there. Good luck, and thank you for being here with me. If you resonate with this reading, please like and subscribe and share, and I'll see you next time.